for this. This one part, this one third, I've always missed. No, just don't let it go. I started the fight, but now I'm losing. So will I fall again? I'm scared of heights, yet it was me who ran away. Oh, I can't forget myself. The piece that I'm missing, it kills me inside. I need help, oh please give me back. This one part, this one third, I'm sorry I lost it. No, I let my weapons fall. I'm drowning in the fears, and now I know that I will fall again and let it go, but I can't stop to run away. To run away.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another round of UR TikTalk. UR for Uni Raza and TikTok, where we where we share our sessions with you, talking about special topics and ideas from our members of our education institution. All right. So today, Monday, March the 8th, 2021, we will look at education in the pandemic, new possibilities and pathways through technology with UR. We have very interesting speakers who will share their thoughts, opinions, and experiences with you today. So please stay tuned with us from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. today. It is just 60 minutes of your time. So take a nice cup of coffee, a nice cup of tea, and stay tuned with us. And those of you who are watching from Facebook, watching from Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram, welcome to the Mayuni Razak channel. Please remember to follow our social media platforms, which is Mayuni Razak Facebook and Instagram, and also subscribe to our Mayuni Razak YouTube channel. We really would appreciate your feedback and also you joining us here today. All right, so what has changed in the last 1 year since the pandemic started? Well, it started in, I think, late or the middle of 2019, in China, where we didn't really take it very seriously. But all changed, everything completely changed in the beginning of the year 2020. And that change has affected education tremendously. Education generally, since the longest time, has always been dependent on face-to-face learning, where teachers and students traditionally sit in a classroom, they take attendance, they participate in group discussion, where we can literally physically touch each other, shake hands, do work in a group setting, in a classroom setting. So it's a face-to-face learning. But as of 2020, the pandemic has totally changed that, and it is now mostly online learning all around the world. Although online learning is not new, it is not something that we are, 100% shocked that is happening, but it is something that we are forced to do, in all essence, in everywhere around Malaysia, especially. So the impact is not only to education institutions itself, the way we run an online learning, online class, but it's also towards the educators itself and the students, and also on a very big part, the parents and the families affected by this, where we have to go online. But looking back, in retrospect of 2020, educational technology has changed our daily routines to be more flexible with online learning and staying at home, which is really the safer and the more practical option, with COVID-19. And technology has played a big role in supporting the continuation of teaching and learning during the lockdowns, especially when the government has said no institution can open, no students are allowed to be on premises. So it is changing how and what we learn to prepare ourselves for the future. And today, our speakers will share their perspective, which is on the title of Education in the Pandemic, New Possibilities and Pathway Through Technology with UR, where we will discuss the possibilities and what are the things and the ways and the focus that students can look at, for their future. But before I introduce the speaker, let's watch a quick video by Yudi Razak. Hope you enjoyed that simple video by Uniraza. It shows all the wonderful colors and people of Uniraza. One day soon when the campus open, you will definitely meet those people because they are real people, not just actors, not models. Although they do pass for models, they're all very beautiful people. So let's see. We have our wonderful speakers here today. Let me just introduce you to them. Our first speaker is hold on for a while. Our first speaker is Assistant Professor Khalidah Abu. She is a professor at the Bank Rakyat School of Business and Entrepreneurship here at Uniraza. She is the co-author of the Principle of Marketing and Management Oxford Revision Series for the Oxford University Press since 2009, a published author. And these books are sold in Malaysia and other countries like Singapore, Indonesia, China, Pakistan, and India. And she has also facilitated design thinking and marketing workshops for entrepreneurial programs for INSKN, CIMB BEST, RISDA, Mobile Facial Spa, and teaching and learning workshops for scholars of UEM Foundation. She also enjoys and promotes experiential learning and in teaching and has included marketing strategy consultations together with students for Masakini Theatre and Red Platform for Budak Belakang, which is the latest, which is the sci-fi portal Unity for Macroverse. Right. So prior to Uniraza, Prof has taught economics and business courses to scholars of the Northern Consortium of United Kingdom and the British Consortium of Higher Education. Hi, Prof. Welcome. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Tara, and happy Women's Day to you,
Yes.
and
Okay.
also to
Great.
yeah,
Right.
to
Great. Yes.
our
Happy Women's Day to
yeah
all of you.
listeners. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so we look forward to hearing about more from you after this. All right. And
Okay.
the next speaker that we also have is Mr. Nurul Asst. He is a lecturer with the same school, Bank Rakyat School of Business and Entrepreneurship. He has 9 years teaching. Hi, how are you? Welcome to
I'm good.
Uniraza.
Thank you.
He has 9 years in teaching field, focused on the subjects of human resources, management, e-commerce, IT, cross-culture, public, private, and NGO sectors related, and others. He has a background in business IT and a master's in business administration and human resource from the University of Technology of Mara. So welcome, Mr. Nurul. How can I call you? Is it Mr. Nurul, Mr. Ashad? Which one is your good birth?
Better call me Rasyid lah.
Huh? Rashid.
Better call me Rasyid.
Rashid. Rashid.
Rasyid.
Rashid. All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So we'll definitely look forward to hearing from you. All right. And the final speaker, not the final speaker, the third speaker is Miss Saidatul Syuhadah. She is also a lecturer, but not from the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. She's from the Center for General Studies here at Uniraza. And Miss Saidatul has a background in sports science and a master's in sports education, also in sports science. And this is very different from our other two speakers. So we would definitely want to hear your perspective and your opinion on how has the pandemic changed education and technology. And currently at Uniraza, she is focusing on our sports science programs, and she is also going to bring in lots of her expertise here, and trying to see how can our students experience and learn more from the sports science industry. All right, thank you. Miss Sadata, how are you? Sadatul, how are you?
I'm fine. Good. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much. So all of you are safe at home, comfortable?
Yes,
Pretty
yes.
Yeah, okay. So it has definitely changed, right? Before this, we would be having a live session like this, would definitely be in our Uniraza studio, where we have our camera crew, we have our administrative support team, everybody will be there. But here, we are basically by ourselves at home, where, this is part of not just teaching in the classroom, but part of sharing our knowledge, this kind of platform, right? So let's go straight into the first question. And the first question is for Prof. Khalidah. All right. So, not only Uniraza, universities all around the world has changed from conventional learning. And suddenly it is now more towards online learning. It is something that, well, I guess people around the world can't, people will say that it's not unforeseen. It is definitely foreseen. But it's also something that people are not 100% prepared for. Were you as an individual prepared and ready to adapt fully to online learning? So that's my first question to you.
Okay. Thank you,
Maybe a
Tara.
little background, when it happened, and all that.
Okay. Well, actually, online learning is not new to me. I have had some experiences several years before with a different institution where it's more, totally online teaching and learning. But I guess this current situation is a bit different in terms of the environment that we are in. Okay, we're not as free to go out and do our teachings from anywhere we want. Okay, and of course the other issue would be the technology that we are using and the platforms that we are currently using. So there's some adjustments that uh, I have to make, or I guess the other even academics have to make in terms of familiarizing with the system, the platforms, and the interface that we are using in order to deliver our materials. But I guess we're just lucky that we've got good system. Our learning system is very supportive of what we are doing right now, especially on our UROCs, which is built on Canvas. We have been introduced to that even before we had our online classes. So a lot of materials we have already started learning how to put up the materials using or testing through our quizzes and what you call it, midterms through the system. So we kind of prepared, but of course, when the time came in March last year, it was shocking because it just means that there's a lot of things that we have to probably go through ourselves. But I'm getting more comfortable to switch to totally online teaching. And in fact, I feel even comfortable like doing online what do you call this, meetings. Is no longer like a year ago. So slowly I'm adjusting.
All right. Yes. So you definitely have adjusted, because it has been a year, and you say you enjoy yourself, with online learning and online teaching. But in your opinion, is it effective for students? Do you think that they would actually benefit better from a face-to-face class?
I guess there's a mixed result to that. I guess some students actually find it much easier on them because they don't have to travel. They can be wherever they are, especially the adult learners. I think because otherwise it will be challenging from them to to be at home and to leave their family and what do you call this, to find the right time to actually join the class, because it takes especially we are situated in the middle of KL, where it's a heavy traffic. So the challenges that they used to face when we had a lot of physical learning and teaching and learnings. But I don't see any that much of a difference. It's just that we have to make some adjustments in terms of the assessments, in terms of the contents, but the testings, the assessment to look into the learning outcomes is still the same. So I don't see any much differences in terms of the effectiveness of the learning. But of course, there are one or two students that no matter what they may not feel comfortable being learning through virtual. So that's something that they probably have to make a bigger adjustments. But in terms of attendance, in terms of participation, I can see a lot more. And I got even one class in particular that they are even there in my my virtual session 20 minutes before the class starts. So and then when I go in, I mean, like, I'm seeing like 30 of them already in the class. So I guess they are kind of excited to be to join such classes. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So actually, we think about it, it's quite interesting that students are actually early for class, whereas before they would probably be hanging out in the cafeteria, in the library, and then, 2 minutes before class they'll be, scrummaging, running, and saying, oh, the lift is so full, too many people. So now technology has made them be more punctual, so that's great, right?
Yeah,
So means
correct.
that their perceptive has they have actually been very accepting and a positive perception towards online learning, right?
I guess it has gradually, they have gradually adjusted, and they have accepted the fact that it has to be done this way because we don't have any choice. Basically, this is the way to do it as of now until we get
Okay.
we can really have full-fledged physical classes, and we do not know exactly when that will happen.
Yeah, great. All right, let's go to Mr. Rasyid.
Yeah.
So based on your experience, right, do you think that an online learning, where we use lots of technology, it has implications for our educational system? Does it cause problems, or is it something positive? Especially at the university level, and how is it effective? What is the effectiveness, the efficienciness of students and also lecturers themselves? You can look at from both ways.
All right. Thank you for that brilliant question, Ms. Tara. Before I addressing that question, I would like to, make a little bit correction for my working background, because I'm afraid that my colleague that watch this later can be saying, because I'm previously working at College University Polytech Mara, not in UiTM. Okay,
Oh.
so that's it. All right. So for the implication of the pandemic towards educational management system, I would say that this situation has forced actually millions of students across the country to fully utilize their laptops or devices and start learning from home via online. So of course, it takes us in terms of positive perspective. So with all the colleges and universities shut down, lecturers were advised to make online teaching the way forward. I would say that for last year, the education sector in Malaysia has seen a paradigm shift in teaching and learning process and shaping the community for the new normal. With the technology dependence has massively increased, not just for students, but also for lecturers and all the people involved in the institutions. So that's it.
All right. Okay. That's very interesting. So, do you think that students learning online, they would actually become ready when they start their life working experiences, real working experience after this?
Okay, in terms of student readiness on this, study online, I think most of the students gradually accept this situation very well. So in terms of readiness, of course, yes, I can see that they gradually accept this situation very well and swiftly. Okay, but only during the first phase of MCO, there are lots of complaint and how tricky and difficult to use the technology in learning process coming from the student. So right after that, I think everything was going smoothly.
Yeah, right. That's true. I was also wondering, what happens when students graduate while this, pandemic is still happening, and they have to start looking for jobs. They have to start going for job interviews. So, they say that, all right, I will go for a job interview, but it's online, and then suddenly they have to go for a job interview face to face. What will happen then? They have to start, literally physically going to a job place for an interview. I wonder whether they will be nervous or not. What do you all think, Mr. Rashid? Do you think they'll be nervous if they have
Okay.
to go for a face-to-face interview?
I think no, because usually this is some sort of a human kind of reaction. I think based on the situation, people tend to adapt very well based on the situation that we are facing right now. So in terms of student preparation for themselves, better in terms of preparing themselves to start their real life professional journey, I think there are three reasons that I can share related to this question, how they can prepare. So with the technology assistant, it enables us on being adaptive with the technology. So of course, technology helps us to apply job and whatsoever through LinkedIn. But still, in my class, because I'm teaching HR, I also teach them how to record the interview session together with me and them, or also a resume, the video resume, in order to prepare them to face a real life situation where they need to have a face-to-face interview session. But I need to evaluate them based on the video that they submit to me lah. So actually, even though we have the technology to assist us, but still we need to make sure that they open their eyes about the real life situation where we're having a face-to-face session of interview.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
how I
That,
think.
that's interesting, because I think all of us came from a time where all our interviews are definitely done face to face. We have never
Yeah,
even imagined our interview will be online, right? Right. So maybe
correct.
now we'll go to Miss Saidatul. So Miss Saidatul, you have seen how the pandemic has directly and indirectly changed the landscape for our country's educational system. So, basically, in your opinion, Are we ready for these changes? And if we are still in a position of traditional learning era where the face-to-face learning is much more effective, how can we help students to adapt?
Okay, so thank you for your question. Okay, as we all know, we didn't expect this pandemic will take a long duration of times. No one expect this. All right. So not only the education system was affected, but all of us also affected by this pandemic. Okay, not left behind. Animal also affected by this pandemic. Okay, back to your question just now. Based on my experience in public university, actually I was in public university. Okay, actually in IPTA they already implement online learning before this pandemic, but we are only used for 10%, I guess, because we are not expecting more for online learning. So now we implement fully online learning, which is we need to submit the student needs to submit the assignment in online system, answer the quiz in online, and also submit the anything regarding the online activity. All those things is online. So that I think we are push ourselves to the max and give the very best to make it everything run smoothly like face to face class. So I can see that me myself also uh, report duty in Unirazak with virtually. All right. So me myself also struggle to adapt with the system. All right. So but according to the student, based on the student, they can suit well with the system, with the online learning. They can adapt well with the system during the this pandemic.
Right. Thank you. Yes, definitely. So we have to find a way to adapt to the system. I just want to remind our viewers out there, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, if you have any question, please drop your comments at the comment section. We'll definitely would love to hear from you. Even if you have no question, please just say hi. Especially Puan Khalidah, I know you have a lot of fans online. I remember our previous session, we
I
had,
wish.
oh, dah start dah tu. So do you know Hakim Shamsul?
um,
Is he someone familiar?
oh, really?
He's my
Oh, these are
friend.
all. Oh, yeah, must be. Yeah, Saidatul, not mine, not my fans. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. So all of you, students, friends, family, jangan malu-malu. Just say hi lah. Okay, take a picture. You can even take a picture of yourself. Watching us, no problem. So definitely enjoy. Right? On a Monday morning, Monday afternoon, right? So let's go on to the next question. And this question will go back to Prof. Khalidah, right? So previously, not previously, this has been going on for the longest time, especially in a public university or private university, where universities will find a way of enriching students' education experience with international collaboration. One university to another university, or it does not even have to be within a university. It could be with a professional body and things like that, right? With the current situation and with our limited movement allowed all around the world, how do we expand the opportunities for students, to get international certification, or to get other in-house certification besides the university certification.
Okay, I guess that is a continuous process that a university has to do, is to ensure that our graduates are at par with the other graduates of the other parts of the world, and especially when they come out from the university, either they are going to be employed in multinational companies, or even they may be themselves the employer who's like setting up business, and they're competing with other businesses all over the world. So we have to have some form of what do you call this uh, uh, what do you call this conducive situations where we are going to ensure that they are at par with this group of with other what do you call this the cohorts of them all over the world. Secondly, when we talk about industry collaboration, that is to ensure that the students will have the sort of skill sets that are required by the industry, and we are trying to as much as we can minimizing the gap between the requirements of the industry. And that's why we work with a lot of professional bodies. And we also work with our industry partners like Chamron, like Zubaydi, for as part of our BBA programs, for example. And currently, we are also working, trying to find a match with Arizona National University, where we are going to allow some of our students to pursue some areas where is we do not have the specialist at the university, and they can actually pursue those specialized courses in with a university in the USA, for example, and probably earn double degree. Okay, Tara.
Interesting. Yeah. So, if you think about it, the limited movement has actually made people find more reasons and more ways to actually find collaboration with people from further away from our country. Previously we used to say distance is the excuse. If we were to do a collaboration, oh, but we can't afford to send them to the US. We can't afford to fly 10 students every semester or every month. But now, it's accepted that we don't fly students, it's accepted that we do it online, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's interesting.
That's the
Right. So
wonder
Mr.
of
Rasid,
this. Yeah.
sorry, you can go on.
That's the wonder of this arrangement, that we have such it's much easier for such collaborations.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rashid,
Yeah.
maybe you can share with us about what are the management programs that are offered here at Uniraza, and how do we ensure that these programs will fit the job demands of the future?
All right,
Go
thank
ahead.
you once again, Ms. Tara. So our faculty, which is BRSBE, to those that didn't know about that, it stands for the Bank Rakyat School of Business and Entrepreneurship, offer two management-related program for undergraduate, which is Bachelor of Management Honors. We call it as a BOM, not a physical bombs, okay, and Bachelor of Management in Sport Management Honors. We also have other majors that still in progress to be listed as our main program offers, which is Bachelor of Management, majoring in marketing, in international business, majoring in entrepreneurship, and majoring in security management. So to all prospect students out there, you can choose which majoring suitable to your preference and come to join us as Razakian. Need a little bit of iklan lah. And to address you the next question, how to ensure that this program fit with the job demand in future, I think the university is very sensitive and alert on this matter. That's why we keep on innovating and improving our current bachelor degree that we have, especially in the BRSBE faculty. Several ways to ensure that the program offers fits to the job demand in future. The one that I know, let me recall back. Number one, through the advisors from our industrial partners. Of course, usually our industrial partners, which is the place or the company that offer our student a place for their internship, this actually the first rate feedback on what the university is supposed to offer and cater general company needs. Number two, through the education package promoted by our very own government, which is from Malaysian Education Blueprint from 2015 to 2020, if I'm not mistaken, Higher Education Edition. In this blueprint, they cover about, entrepreneurial skills, globalized online learning, international business, and establishing the required cyber infrastructure. Lastly, based on current trends research by big employment companies such as His Malaysia, Michael Page, and Randstad, their research shown the increasing demand in the sector involving insurance, financial service, cloud computing, e-commerce, marketing and sales, and many more. That's why we try to reflect back with the program that we offered within our BRSBE faculty. So
Right.
that's it.
That's interesting, and thank you for sharing that. And maybe you can share with us for the last 1 year what is the educational technology that's being used at Uniraza, to ensure that students are experiencing classroom.
Okay, this is a quite interesting question because I just joined Uniraza right after our Prime Minister announced of MCO, because before that I'm working as part of management team at Nazar College. Then this also quite new for me. Okay, so actually for the past 1 year, Uniraza had took a step forward compared to some of other colleges and university. Okay, in teaching our students. Before the pandemic getting worse, the ICT team had introduced one all-rounder system called Canvas. I also just know about this, or better known by Razakin as UROC. For a quick note to all of you that are watching this live session, Uniraza is the first Malaysian university to invest in and integrate Canvas learning management system into our Uniraza online experience or UROC platform in 2018. I just quoting this sentences from our website actually. Okay, to ensure quality and efficiency, UROC is backed by our Uniraza design, a digital design and development team, or we call it as URAP, a dedicated team to oversee and continuously develop UROC as a new normal for teaching and learning. So our UROC system had been integrated to use Turnitin, Google Meet, Google Drive, video and audio capabilities, function, online quizzes, assignment, final exam submission, and many more. So the pandemic actually boosting up our users of this platform for all programs involved in this university. Our university successfully run every semester as planned without any disruption or issues, even though at that time Malaysia facing MCO, RMCO, and other CO that related. So kudos to the team that brought this technology to the university. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, it really shows that, having UROX as a platform for Uniraza is really something amazing, because not only does it give students the experience of continuing their education, but it also helps, ease the burden of the lecturers and the teachers, to not feel stressed. How am I going to conduct my classes? So, for you, on a personal note, what do you like most about UROX?
Okay, I no need to mark individually my assignment or quizzes, because everything are automatically being marked by the system. And also the best part of it, this system allow the lecturers to notify our student when is our class, because we have our own dedicated calendar that link to their phone, because most of our students download the software through their Play Store platform or Apple Store platform. So that's what make those things easy for us actually as lecturer.
Yeah. All right. Great. So maybe let's go now to Miss Saidatul. So Miss Saidatul, before I ask you the question related to the topic today, I want to know, what about you? For UROX, what's your favorite part of UROX?
Okay, what can I conclude about the UROTs? I'm very grateful and I feel so happy with the system, because Uniraza online platform, which is UROT, is very excellent, amazing and helpful during this pandemic. Okay, I take this opportunity to say a big thanks and congratulations to the URAT team, IT, and the person that involved directly or indirectly, just to make sure everyone is doing well during this pandemic. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
I like
So,
all the contents in the UROTs.
you enjoy the
Yes,
tools and the easiness of it. Yeah, that's great.
yes.
All right, good. So,
Marking,
right, thank you. So, you are in the area of sports science and sports management. Can you brief us about the sports management program at Uniraza? And, how does the technology, or, how do you think students using UROX help in the sports management program, especially after graduating? Does it help?
Okay. For your information, sport management is a context of business. Okay, that side of a sport organization with the use of the latest trends and technologies, and also a service which especially related to the sports activity and physical activity. So in a sport management program, we are not focusing on how to produce elite athlete or professional athlete, but we are here to make sure that you are expert in sport management, so that people out there, the organization out there, the sports academy will searching for you. Okay, in terms of the technologies. Okay, now we know that the growing of the facilities, okay, the site, this internet site, like giving idea related to the demands in sport, in any sports club. You also can do a sport marketing to any other sport organization. We know that now they have many people who want to open a football academy. okay, futsal court or badminton court, but are they know how to manage the facilities? That's why that is the special about the sport management, which is we want to produce expert in specifically in sports management itself.
Okay, right. That's great. And this is a very, maybe a silly question, but do I need to be physically active? Do I need to be an athlete? Do I need to have sports achievement to be eligible for this program?
Okay, so about the question, I'm sure that all of us have one interest in sport. Okay, maybe Miss Tara like ping pong or netball or squash. Okay, uh, maybe. So all of us must have one interest in sport. So with that, there is no any requirement you need to active in sport, uh, and only you can join this program. No, as long as you want to learn about sport management, you can joining this program. Okay, to keep you learning and growth in sport management for better opportunities career out there.
So tak perlu ada medal lah. I don't have to have a cabinet full of medals.
I'm sure that during your secondary school you have medal.
Medal makan boleh lah. Okay, all right. So thank you. We have a few questions from our viewers today. Can we have those questions, please? All right. So our question here is by Dr. Eric Ballen, and we'll see who can answer the question. Let me read the question first. How has technology, how has teaching using technology helped bring the social disconnect among students and lecturers in UR? All right. So maybe we'll answer that first. Anyone would like to try that question? How has teaching using technology helped bridge the social disconnect among students and lecturers? Prof. Khalidah, would you like to try?
Okay, I'll try. I guess this usage of technology has helped several types of students, especially those who are never like when we are doing physical class face to face, they are kind of shy and inactive. Probably there's somebody who's always dominating the class, and we can use such technology to enhance such students, and they probably have to participate in whatever way. So as a lecturer, we have to think about all possible strategies of teaching and learning that could actually address some of the difficulties for some of the students are finding through the normal classes. So especially in discussion, and you can see sometimes some of the students surprisingly they elaborate. Sometimes when we ask them to do certain assignments, which is, like searching for information and all that. So some students are much more powerful. So this is what I see one aspect of how technology can actually help some of the students. Yeah, Tara.
Yeah,
That's it.
from my experience also, students who are actually very quiet in the classroom in real life, when it comes to platforms, online platforms, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it is Europe, or even whether it's email, they're actually very chatty. They actually communicate a lot,
Yeah.
so it actually brings out different personalities in people. And we have a second question here. Can we have the second question, please? Okay, so this question is from Farahin Sabadri. All right, so Farahin, thank you for your question. And I don't know, we'll just read the question and we'll see who will be interested in answering this question. Let me read the question carefully. How can online learning help students develop social skills? That's very interesting. How can online learning help students develop social skills? Is it Mr. Rasyid or Ms. Saidatul who would like to try that?
So to address this question, I think if online learning actually helps students develop their social skills by looking at basically how we interact with the student, okay, all over again every single week. Because if we talk about physically be there, not virtually, just physically, then it seems like we only have a very limited social life with our students. Actually, this online learning system or online learning platform it helps us, to meet with our student, what we call it, all the time. Actually, whenever we feel like there is something wrong with the assignment or whatsoever, we can just contact our student through WhatsApp, okay, any other platform as well, to arrange some sort of additional class with them, interact with them, virtually. So when we can combine both, now of course now during MCO we cannot meet them physically, but when we can do that virtually and not limit our time, do any limitation of the time to meet with them through online platform, then I think that's also can call as a social, meetup, or social, what we call it, skill that we use to interact with our student. That is my point of view lah about social, skill with my student, or in the perspective of technology.
Great, Mr. Rasyid. Prof. Khalidah, Ms. Saidatul, would like to share your opinion? How can it improve their social skills? Anyone?
Okay, for me, okay, Prof.
Go
Khalidah?
ahead, Saidatul. No, go ahead, Saidatul. It's okay.
Okay, for me, social skill for when we doing online learning is actually increase the social skill among the student. Okay, because for my assignment, which is we are conducting assignments for example, community engagement. All right, so the student itself know how to communicate with others instead of they communicate physical face to face, they also can communicate through WhatsApp or online platform. Okay, for the community engagement lah, any funding. So that is actually the hidden talent that we didn't know our student usually can communicate with the strangers. Okay, so that is the positive effect online learning is that the social skill through online.
All right, thank you.
That
Great.
is for my
Prof?
opinion.
Yeah, Prof, would you like to share?
Yeah, one of the things that we did throughout this whole year, and which I thought was going to be difficult before, because I do a lot of industry collaboration with for some of my classes actually, and we work with external parties, and I found that sometimes my students easily open up to some of these what do you call these collaborative partners. For example, we work with one comic company before, so sometimes they are the ones who actually arrange the meetings with some of these people, and that's where we, it is much easier for the industry people also to come in, because it's virtual, so at any time, and they're willing to share and open up with the students. So that's one of the things I found, and because of that, they are able to develop the skills that they have to learn with the business communities, which I think is very important. So not just among the students, but also in terms of the what do you call this, business networking also.
Yeah, right, great. Thinking about it, yeah, your point definitely makes a lot of sense, because if the classes were only face to face, when the students have an opportunity, no, sorry, if the classes are only face to face and you are presented the opportunity of going for a meeting with a business partner or a potential, a lot of them will say, oh no, I'm sibuk lah, tak boleh pergi lah, transport problem. But now when the meeting has to happen and it's going to be with, big CEOs or, or managers of different companies, you cannot say that, oh, I'm not available, right? So they have to be present. So they will learn some new skills, right? Definitely. So maybe now, continuing from Prof. Khalidah talking about, collaboration and partnership, can you tell us why is it important in university, to have all this kind of collaboration and partnership, and, how can it really benefit the students?
Okay, one of we do not have all the expertise. One, so when we do not have such expertise, of course we'd have we have to work with some other partners that probably have this industry knowledge that is relevant for the market. Especially when we talk about digital marketing, these are the areas, and you're talking about big opportunities in the future. Especially with the current situation, you need a lot of good marketing contents which are meant for online materials, and these are the way we do not really have that much of expertise, and this changes. And of course, as an academic is going to be very challenging. So we do not know what exactly is happening out there. We do not want we do not want to have graduates that do not have the right knowledge and the right skills in order to prepare themselves when they are going to be employed. And of course, sometimes, we do have certifications from various parties that, would see our students have certain skill sets that is required by industry. So, sometimes we lack the knowledge of such things. So, of course, collaboration is very important. And I do have, for example, even, in my classes, especially for entrepreneurship students, where we have entrepreneurs coming into the class and then even listening to the students' presentations, and they will just tell the students directly, hey, what if I were to give you this amount of money? So what are you going to do about it? And you can see how students are being thrown off, like, I never thought of that. This is something that I which is could be an opportunity. And some of them are very interested with some of the students' projects. So these are the things that, we have to be a bit more realistic in the sense when we do, because when we do industry collaboration, these are the things that we get, the positive stuff that we get out of this whole collaboration.
Yeah, right, great. So, industry collaboration is one way of really throwing the students into the water and let them try to stay afloat on their own, because I know that in Rakyat we also have internship programs, but, internship is a very traditional word, describing it. People think of interns, they think of people who just make coffee and do photostat machines and things like that. But
Plus
collaboration,
plus internship is also at the end of their learning, so which is can be quite late. So it's best to have that kind of collaboration from from the earliest part of their semester. So then they are actually in the water, and
yeah,
like swim
definitely,
or
definitely.
what do you call this, sink or swim, yeah.
Costume. Yeah, great. So, I am not familiar with, the job market per se, like, how much do fresh graduates earn, what is the value nowadays. But Mr. Rashid, this question is for you. Can you tell us, or tell the viewers today, why should students study management programs? Especially nowadays we hear of people losing their jobs. The tourism industry, hotels are shutting down. We have the airline industries where like where we see what's happening to Malindo in Asia. So why should students study management programs, and how can we encourage them to make themselves more marketable, to be valuable to the
Okay,
organization?
all right. So from my personal point of view, there are five. I can say that 5 reasons why you should study management program. This is on my own perspective. Number one, student able to acquire the necessary background in economic, laws, fundamental of maths, statistic, which is to cater the different management domain, because sometimes we only focus management as one or singular kind of things or subject. Actually, within management, it involves lots of subject, lots of area that we can learn from. Okay, the program, number two, this program also gives students the ability to access business in a wider context and develop different ways of thinking. Student also will be able to develop their presentation skill, communication, and research skill as well. And number four, this program also aims to produce manager, entrepreneur who are efficient, effective, analytical, and possess excellent communication skill with ethical values and awareness towards social responsibility in future managers. Lastly, okay, best apa kalau kita study management since diploma, because this university also provide a study path for those that love to gain knowledge up to PhD level. Feel free to browse our university website to know more about this lah. To those yang interested to study all over again kan. And for the next question, in order to make sure our student marketable and valuable to fulfill an organization requirement, I could say that there are, five ways that we can do. Okay, 5 ways that we can do. Number one, developing and demonstrating your soft skills. We no more talk about our, uh, the other skill. Now, soft skill are more important, which is related to teamwork, problem solving, and conflict resolution skills are particularly valuable to employers, no matter what industry you are in. Number two, build a strong presence on social media, for example, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and other social platforms, which can help you to build your brand, showcase your industry knowledge, and connect with influencers in your field. Not only IG or TikTok got their own influencer. LinkedIn also we have our own strong influencer there that can help you guys to be part of their team or get a recruiter around you. And then number 3, start to acquire new skills such as maybe Photoshop, public speaking, advanced in Microsoft Office. And I also teach Microsoft project to students that don't even know about Microsoft project existing, okay, up until now. So this is something new for them as well. This will make us different from the others. Number 4, ethical reasoning skill. It is the ability to make ethical decisions based on appropriate ethical knowledge. And lastly, I could say that technological skills. You must realize that texting your friends, checking social media, and shopping online are not skills valued by employers. Okay? Employers expect their employees to select and use appropriate technological tools to identify, locate, acquire, store, analyze, evaluate verbal, numerical, and visual information. Okay? I think, hope that answer the question.
Great, great. That's a great answer. So, does it mean that if I am good in Instagram, I'm good in TikTok, it's not good enough? I have to be more savvy than that. So, what
I
savvy, what IT savvy should I be?
Okay, IT savvy, I could, define it as knowing a lot about modern technology actually, whether it is from laptop, PC, mobile phone. Basically, to answer your question back, if you would like to, posting something through TikTok, IG, and whatsoever, is it, helping you in order to gain maybe acknowledgement from outside, people outside or the industry people? Yes, of course, if they are using that as well. But for me, most of the industrial people or professional people, they tend to use, LinkedIn as their main, what we call it, social media. So come back to, to answer this tech savvy or IT savvy. I think also students need to be IT savvy. Of course, this is something that students need to realize right now. Technology through this 1 year pandemic situation had changed our life a lot actually, guys. Okay, in terms of food and grocery ordering, getting information update about the pandemic, study online with your friends, calling home for those stranded in KL or Selangor like me during MCO, exploring KMS or knowledge management system providing by the university, updating electronic devices for online class, carefully plan for the uses of our data plan because some of the students complain about data, okay? Tak kira lah you pakai DJ second or whatsoever. Okay, for me, IT savvy is important, and yes, you guys need to focus on that as well. Instead of, just focusing on public speaking only, management skill. This is something that you need to consider as well.
Alright, tu dia. Jadi student-student yang tengah tengok, please go online and find a course on how to use LinkedIn ke, how to improve your marketability through LinkedIn, how to make your social presence more available out there, your media presence. Right, so that's very interesting. I remember last year there was a big news about the student in Sabah who had to panjat pokok, sleep overnight, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no internet, right? So imagine people who go through so much adversity just because they don't have. It's not her problem. It's not her fault because there's no proper
Yeah.
coverage. But
Agree.
she has found a way of doing it. So if you are students and if you are living in the city and you have MacBook, yang that is 10, 20,000, and all you do is just post your picture on TikTok and not create your business profile and portfolio, maybe you should rethink, perspective a little bit. So let's go to Ms. Saidatul. Let's look now at sports management. Many people might not know what is sports management about, and I'm sure that it's going to be a long topic if you're going to share about it. But maybe you can tell us what are 5 things that we should know if we want to work in the sports management areas. What are 5 things that we should know that's important? Why is it interesting?
Okay, so like I said before, when you're graduating in sport management, you will have a bonus point because you are the one who expert in sport management industry or sports industry. So everyone in the sport industry will searching for expertise in managing the sport system. All right, that is the number 1. So number 2, the workings in sport management area is as a sports marketer. Alright, we know about the marketing, but in the sport, it also have a sports marketer. Why? Because as a sports marketing professional, which is the goal is to increase the ticket sales and corporate sponsorship. Okay, as we know that for sport they have a sponsorship. So how sports marketer or sports marketing can influence the corporate to sponsor the team, right? And sports journalists, okay, sport journalists, you can write about the risk of the sport, the issue in the sports, okay, the rules and regulation of the sport. So that is the working in sport management area. And number 4 is sports director. We usually heard about director of mega holding, director of this company, but do we heard about sports director? So the sports director is someone who generate idea how the sport organization or anything that related to the sport to manage their facilities or their good or services or their equipment. So because we know sport have many competitors, right? So how they want to increase their sales, their product. So this is here why the sports management area is important, and when the student join this program, it will help to a better job opportunities. They can go into multi-dimensional area in sports management or sports system. And lastly, number 5 is for sure you can travel around the world, because we know that sports is very popular around the world. And for your information, sports also held in 2 years for SEA Games and Olympic Games. So as a sports manager, you can travel around the world, not only sit uh, in the office by looking at your laptop. So that is the real life of working as a sport management area.
Right. So thank you for those 5 reasons why working in sports management will be interesting for you. I like the last one where you get to travel. So every
Yeah.
4 years during Olympics, boleh lah pergi Japan, Rio,
Yeah.
China, so it's very fun, definitely. And I'm sure,
So with the
but
knowledge
yes,
we can travel over the world with the knowledge that we have lah.
Definitely. So it is actually a very specific and well in demand knowledge, right? Because it focuses on a skill set that not many people has, right? Definitely.
Yeah.
So we have one more question from a viewer. That's how much time we have left before we're going to round up. Also, again by Dr. Eric. Let me read the question, and then we'll see who's interested in answering this question. Teaching online stifles teaching innovation as its routine as it is routine. All right, this is a quote. I don't know where he got the quote from. Teaching online stifles teaching innovation as it is routine. What's the experience in Unirazak with regards to the quote? Yeah, would anybody like to share this? Do you agree, disagree? What's your opinion? Prof, would you like to share?
It's a tough
Have you
question.
experienced it? Okay, this is your opinion. Just
Okay.
share your opinion.
Okay. It has not been easy. I guess even as an academician, there's a lot of things that we have to go through when it comes to teaching online. We have to update ourselves. There's always, uh, every semester there's something that we learn about the system, about teaching online. So it is not. I wouldn't see it as a routine. Every day is there's something new that I am learning. For example, one of the things I found is that even I used to be I'm from the old generation of academics, I guess, and I used to want to only see physical copies of assignment. But with this online teaching, I'm very comfortable now with not just marking online, receiving assignments online, but also even reading online. So I'm already switching to ebooks, no more physical books, and that's what I saw as savings when it comes to sustainability and all that. So, I always find how best to make my students learn better, and especially, and what I see is that if learning are not challenged, there's not much learning probably. So yes, we have to find better ways and strategies to teach our students and get them interested in participating in our classes. Tara?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Definitely on the sustainability perspective, from an environmental perspective. Just imagine last year, I don't know how many billion trees were saved, papers were not printed. I don't remember where, but I remember reading the news that certain countries, they saw clear blue skies since for a long time. Because there's no cars out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
so definitely. Maybe we can have Miss Saidatul. Can you share with us one particular experience where you feel, wow, this is something you would never imagine experiencing as a teacher? When you teach online.
Oh,
Do you have any
okay.
experience you'd like to share with us?
For online learning, my experience is when I wanted my students to do a video regarding a video presentation, because I have 12 classes, so I can't make one by one presentation. So the it's not a difficulty for me, but it's also difficult for students because they need to find their group members that is very can communicate well with them. So I have a complaints like, Miss, this cannot participate well, this cannot this. So because I need to understand my student, maybe they have an internet connection, so that during this time I must be more flexible compared to face-to-face class. So the difficulty is when the student want to do and compile the video assignments, uh, and then they need to submit to me by Euros, all right? And the difficulty is only for early stage, okay, during PKP 1.0. But after that, the difficulty is they can adapt well with their friends, although they didn't know their classmate well. So actually, they can adapt by time to time. So that is the
Right.
my experience lah regarding the online learning.
Great. So, it's not a routine, every day is a learning, every day is something new,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yes.
we have come to almost the end. Oh, someone sends you virtual hugs. Hi, everyone. Virtual hug, missing all of you from Fazila, right? So, everyone,
Faz,
if you
miss you too.
many people today have actually said hi, so thank you so much, right, viewers and our audience today. Before we end our program, we have one last question, and this is for Prof. Khalidah. Because in the whole session, the past 60 minutes, we've heard Mr. Rasyid, we have Mr. Saidatul talk about the different programs in BRSBE, and in Unirazak. Maybe Prof, maybe you can share with us another program, one or two programs that's offered at Unirazak that you think it's very attractive for the job market today.
Okay, we have our BBA with specialization in digital marketing, in social media marketing, in fintech, in artificial intelligence, and also even in business analytics. And we also have our specialization in sales management. These are the areas where we are actually working with our industry partners, as I have mentioned earlier, and these are the ones which are highly demanded, as you can see, because of the demand for people who have such skills, especially in these digital areas, are very high, and we do not have enough of these people in Malaysia right now. So and I guess students are finding it also very interesting to be part of these programs with these specializations. Okay, so this is our BBA, what do you call this? Specialization areas, which are rather new and very popular right now.
Yeah, so they are very on trend courses that marketplaces are very interested in hiring fresh graduates, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So before we end the session, would any one of you like to say a few more words to summarize whatever you have said, share with us? If not, I will go into our conclusion. Mr. Rashid Saidatul, would you like to share a few words? Anything else? No?
Yeah.
All
No.
right, it's okay. So let me just conclude our session here today. First of all, I would like to thank all three of you, our speakers here today, for joining us and spending your 60 minutes with us. We are so grateful. And I'm sure our viewers today really enjoyed themselves and learned a thing or two, especially what's available out there in the market, why collaboration is important, and also, why we should not feel so bad that we have to stay at home and study online. There's still so many opportunities. And to highlight a few things for our students out there and potential students out there, right now our Unirazak March intake is open. All right, so March intake 2021 is open now, and you can visit our website www.unirazak.edu.my to apply. You can see it at the banner at the bottom here below. You can also call our number at 0327891599, or you can also call 0143372 to apply. All right. And if you are the kind of person who is a little bit shy to call someone, you can also email us, okay, at drjo or Dr. Joe at unirazak.edu.my for more information. If you're interested in any of the courses and the programs available at Unirazak, please feel free to browse through our website to find out more about Unirazak. And I would like to also encourage you to subscribe to our My Uniraza on Facebook and Instagram and a YouTube channel, because that's where you will get all the latest updates, the latest news, interesting videos, interesting short stories that is being shared about our university. And this is season 2 of UR TikTok. We actually have a whole season. It's all available on YouTube. Please feel free to watch those videos and channel season 1 also. Stay tuned for our upcoming event with more interesting topics on UR TikTok live session. Also, they are all always announced on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And remember, don't forget, keep your distance, wash your hands often, go out, use a mask. And thank you again to our speakers. I hope to see you in campus soon. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah,
You.
goodbye. Stay safe.
Stay safe,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you.
Michael, bye.